If you do, don't ask them about yeast. And they'll say, yeah, I've always wondered, how do they make? She just rolls her eyes. Here we go. So you have a mother culture, okay? And from a test tube, you seed a petri dish, okay? And then from that, we throw it into a beaker. And from that beaker, okay, we're going to indoctrinate a slurry tank. The tank is, you either need corn syrup or you need molasses, depending on what type of yeast you're going to make. So that's the medium that the yeast grows on. Yeast is asexual. It produces by budding, okay? And so it just keeps making more of itself. So you control the heat and humidity, you give it vitamins and nutrients, it keeps it growing. And then when it gets too big for that first tank, it goes into the next tank. When it gets too big for that, it goes into the third tank. So we grow it to 3 generations. That third slurry tank is 6 stories tall.
Wow.
So now when you harvest that yeast, it looks like buttermilk. It's very thick and creamy like buttermilk. That's what we call cream yeast. Cream yeast is sold in refrigerated tanker trucks to very large industrial bakers. Okay? They pump it into refrigerated tanks. They automatically put it into big mixers. Okay. Now to make block yeast,
then dry it.
well, we don't get there yet. So the next stage is what we call crumbles. Okay. There's a big wheel with suction cups on it. There's a trough with this cream yeast in it. It turns into the cream yeast. It gets sucked up against this drum, and as it's going around, it gets dried from 90% water to 70% water. There's a blade right before it hits the tank again. There's a blade that comes across and scrapes that yeast onto a conveyor belt. So we bag that up into pieces called crumble yeast. Now we take those pieces. We can also compress it into blocks. That's the reason fresh yeast is sometimes called compressed yeast. We make 1 pound blocks and we make 5 pound. Okay. Now to make the dry yeast, we take those crumble pieces. For active dry, it goes through a tunnel oven. It's a belt that goes to a very high heat, very long oven. The drying process takes it from 70% water now to 4%.
Wow.
But the drying process kills about 25% of the yeast cells. The dead cells bind to the live cell. So now you have to soak it in 100 to 110 degree water for about 10 minutes to release the dead yeast cells so the live cell underneath can absorb water,
No way.
come out of dormancy and start looking for a food source. Sure. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
But it's very temperamental to water because yeast dies at 130 degrees. So you gotta have 100 to 110, but you don't want to hit 130.
Yeah.
Then to make instant yeast, that was developed for the military for the Second World War. This was developed about 40 years ago. Instead of using a tunnel oven, it looks like a giant hot air popcorn pop. We float it in hot air. Again, dries it from 70% to 4% water, but it does not kill any yeast cells.
Oh, that's the instant yeast?
So that's the instant yeast.
So what's the process from when they're doing the growing of the yeast? How long does that process take?
About 6 days.
Wow, I know.
No, but how they made it.
Yeah, that's how we make it.
Thank you.